Yeah?
We're ready.
Excellent. All right, guys. So today we are going to talk about. Today we're going to talk about passing the knee shield from kind of a different variation, right? We pretty much established a pretty solid system for dealing with. Can I grab you the knee shield, please? This kind of standard knee across the belly, knee across the sternum knee shield. Once I can collapse this knee, I have my main series, my leg rope to my shuffle pass to my sit through. And even if I can't collapse this knee, and we went over this on Wednesday, let's say this knee's back up. If I can't collapse this, I even have some sort of Hail Mary options, right? We talked about that big long range back step. If I just need to get out of here. We also touched on, just for a minute on Wednesday, working up here, working this ooze situation. So there's plenty of ways, and really the principles are pretty standard, right? It's like, if I can pin their shoulders and keep their hips turned over, it's going to be hard for them to stay with me when I start mobilizing. If I can open them up and flatten them out, it's going to be hard for them to follow me, and so on and so forth. But what today we're going to talk about is, what if the situation they have presented is not the knee across the belly, the knee across the sternum, but in fact, actually, you don't want to switch for a second. Yes. But in fact, instead of here, this sort of common knee shield where he tries to smash into me, and this is what we have to encounter, so this is why we're collapsing and so on. What if instead, Michael, you're here, and then can you come closer to me, please? And I'm here. Well, this is kind of a different thing, because now he tries to smash into me. I still have that. He tries to crush my knee down. That's kind of tough, right? He starts getting too committed to trying to do all that, right? It's like, oh no. Ooh. Oh no. We're here, right? He's trying to put all this weight on me. Oh no. Right? There's all sorts of stuff going on. What? Ugh. Ugh. So what do we do? What do we do?
We cap and then an M.
Just quit. Yeah, just quit.
I'm
right?
sorry.
You're fine. So he's up here, he's got his foot on my hip, and he's kind of like pressing, and he's kind of reinforcing. Usually they'll reinforce. Let me just make a quick note, by the way. I want to show you guys something very stupid that we're not going to spend any time talking about. If he doesn't reinforce this grip, let's just say he just puts this knee shield up here, and like some people will do this. It's like, guys, literally just stand up and just like, I'd call that the Old Town Road. Because you kind of, you're like, right? You just kind of like leap over there. If they don't have an upper body grip, if they're not grabbing my sleeve, my elbow, something, just shove their legs between your legs. I promise you it will work a reasonable percentage of the time. But more than likely, if they have skill, they're not going to do that. He has his foot on my hip, he's cupped my tricep. Now I have to deal with this. And I have to be mindful how I deal with this. Because again, if I get too crazy, he kicks this leg through, pulls his elbow through, boom, I'm in Omaha City. Good thing Chase isn't here. Little squirrely bastard.
All right.
Hi, Chase. So right here. Yeah, we got to like edit that part of the video out. Anyway, so what we're going to take advantage of is a pretty cool principle, right? Because again, if I try to leg rope, that's not really, you guys can sort of see, right? And if he flares his knee to the right, right, he's going to take me over. You know, like the triangle pulls there. Like if I try to make any of this other stuff happen, again, pull through that omoplata, boom, right? If I try to force the passes that we've been working with this high knee shield, I'm not really going to have a whole lot of success, okay? So what we're going to take advantage of, how's this knee?
It's fine.
It's fine, okay. So it's always a good thing to ask first, right?
Don't worry.
So the first thing I have to do is, number one, is I have to staple this leg down. This is an instance where I'm stapling down, because he's going to try to be able to pull this knee up and do all sorts of stuff with it, right? So I staple it down and kind of push it between my legs. Move that knee, please. Okay, have some control. This is so I can like maneuver around without having to risk getting caught in triangles. Do not get caught in triangles. It's embarrassing. I would categorize getting caught in triangles one of the most embarrassing chokes to get caught in. Because it's like, keep your two arms inside or outside, right? So I'm here, I'm trying to do all these different adjustments, and then he just like pushes my arm through or something, kicks this leg through, right? Now I'm in a triangle. And I'm embarrassed. Whole family, shame. Shame. So I'm stuffing this knee down and through my legs. You guys see that? So it's not just straight down, it's not just between, it's kind of both. What I would like to lower my shoulder to lower on his leg. What do I mean by this? Well, as long as I'm up here by his shin, like kind of, kind of the kneecap, if he just kick your right leg over your left shoulder. But don't move it, just hold on to me and then kick that way. Like release, right? He has a lot of power to mobilize, right? He has, and he just kind of visual look at this, so you're down, knee up. Tommy scholar, but so if I'm here, as long as this is my point of contact, open your right leg, please. I have no way of stopping this leg from opening up, which means that anything I try to do to this is going to be compromised, right? He's going to be able to destabilize my balance. Does that make sense, y'all? So, what I want to do, I'm here and here. I want to lower my base, and I want to drop my shoulder down to his ankle. You guys see that? From here, I'm going to grab his belt. I can even just sort of walk I'll show it from a different angle in a second. I can walk my hand up the fabric, but the belt will usually suffice. And what I want is the instep of his ankle at my armpit, right? So we're here, I'm here, and then I'm smashing that closed. Open that leg, please. It's not going to happen, right? Super strong grip. From here, this hand that was punching can now wrap. You see that? So I went from punching the knee through to pummeling around the hip. You guys see that? From here, this is where we're going to get kind of mean. Sorry about that. I'm going to take my shoulder that's on the side of the leg that I'm wrapping, and I'm going to put it not on his sternum, not on his ribs. I'm going to put it right on his belly button. Okay? This is not designed to restrict breathing as much as make his life miserable. Okay? So I'm here, my shoulder finds the belly button, and then I'm going to lift his butt in the air. How you doing, Mike?
I'm good. This is awesome.
Right? From here, you might kind of hold on to this leg. Guess what we're going to do? Straight backwards. Pass. Collect the head. I still got it. Keep your leg here, please. Very hard to do that straight. Show that from a different angle. Let's rotate so your head's facing that way, please. So we're here. He's in the knee shield. He's got this high knee shield. Just tries that. Pant leg. Down. I'm going to shift low. I'm getting low. And then my shoulders are close to the floor. I'm grabbing the belt. Keep your leg free, please. Very difficult. From here, I start leaning forward, encasing, and then shoulder to the belly. And I want to lift his butt up off the floor and keep walking towards him to make that pressure tighter. And then if he holds on tight, I'll just walk straight back to clear. From here, catch the head, and then maneuver my way to the pin. Do you want to see that, Mike?
No, that's...
It's pretty simple, right, guys? Not super fancy. Just getting him at a leverage point that is hard for him to open up. So, can you see that again? You want to see that one more time? Why don't I grab someone else just so you get a chance to see him? Mike, just the mics. I'm just gonna, let's get your head facing the camera this time. See, okay? So he's got this high knee shield, he's cupping the elbow, right? So again, it's hard to collapse. I could try to collapse here, but as long as his foot's free, if he kicks me over his left shoulder, right? You see what I'm saying? So I can't just go for this, right? So we're here, we're stuffing the leg low. So if he tries to bring me up, I got some control. Don't get me wrong, he could reach with his left hand and try to break that grip, so I don't want to just hang out and rely upon that, right? I got to do something with this. I'm shifting low until I can catch his belt and hook his ankle. Kick your leg free, please. It's very difficult. From here, I start leaning forward, hook the hip, shoulder to the belly. You guys see how close I am to his belt? Right? From here, if he tries to hold on to my leg, like hold on to my leg with this leg, I go straight backwards, kick free, and pass. And then I work my way to control. Does that make sense, gang? Delightful. Let's turn it up, work it out. 1, 2, 3. Thank you, Michaels.